Welcome to a video about Scania invoice requirements based on the Scania Invoice Directive. In order for Scania to process invoices, certain requirements must be fulfilled. The requirements are located at the Scania supplier portal, which you find on scania.com/Invoicing Scania. Together with the Invoice Directive, you will also find other information, such as Scania addresses and frequently asked questions. Now click here and go to the right. The directive looks like this. Now let's compare the directive to an invoice. The directive consists of 4 sections: required supplier information, Scania information, general invoice information, and 2 other requirements. To start with, the supplier information must include the full company name and address, a reference and contact information, including email address, and payment details such as payment terms and banking information. The Scania information must include the company name and bill to address, as well as the delivery address. Since all Scania companies and units have different addresses, it is of utmost importance to include the correct Scania unit name and code. If you send paper invoices, you also need to add a separate envelope address to the same Scania company or unit. Go to Scania supplier portal to find all addresses. You also need to include an order number or a reference person. Make sure to include the department as well. This will enable us to distinguish the reference person and locate the correct receiver for the invoice. Now, the general invoice information required is the word invoice or credit mentioned clearly, including the date and a unique number. Delivery information and quantities and prices in correct currencies for the goods or service. Also make sure to include all VAT information needed. VAT requirements are located below the Invoice Directive on Supplier Portal. Finally, use only one invoice type for every invoice. For example, don't send an e-invoice and a paper copy of the same invoice, and only include one order per invoice. To summarize, the information in the Invoice Directive is required for Scania to process the invoice. If incorrect, the invoice may be rejected to the sender. Please pay extra attention to the Scania bill to address and ensure that all information, including the unit name and code, is correct according to the address list on the supplier portal. And make sure to include the order number or reference person, including department. Thank you for your time, and make sure to go to scania.com/Invoicing Scania to learn more.